24 and I'm from OC Modeling. I just want to first thank you for having this open call. I love to cook and I would mostly love to share with you one of my favorite dishes. So today what I'm going to make for you is ropa vieja. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. My mother's Vietnamese, she's from Saigon, but my upbringing was more of a Cuban traditional style. So my grandmother would actually make this dish like on Fridays and everything, and it was the most perfect thing to look forward to after like a week of schooling and whatnot. So I'm going to show you the list of ingredients and we'll get cooking. So first you want to start off with 2 pounds of beef flank steak. This is already beef flank steak from my butcher. I'm not from here, but I asked the butcher for 2 pounds of beef flank steak, so this is what he gets to me. And the condiments are going to be, you want to cook it in tomato sauce, like 2 cans of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomato paste, and all the spices. You have cumin, paprika, bay leaf, and salt and pepper and garlic. So that's going to be the main ingredient, and for side dishes we have yuca, baked Cuban style. So yuca, the only yuca I could find was frozen, but it's just as good. And yuca is a type of potato product, like potato texture. So our condiments with that is onions, salt, pepper, garlic, and some olive oil. So we're gonna get chopping. So first what I'm gonna do is light the stove. I have a gas stove right here. So we're gonna light this up. I honestly really love to cook. I was raised by my Vietnamese mother and we were raised pretty independent. Like if we were hungry, go grill up some chicken. But honestly, it was the best upbringing I could have asked for. So while the pans are heating up, this is the time that we're gonna chop up. I already washed, cut all these peppers, onions, and garlics. So we're gonna cut this up. For our main dish, the meat takes about quickly, you could do it quick or slow cooked. I prefer slow cooked since I want you to have the traditional feel of everything. So I already sliced and washed everything, so we're going to quickly slice up our peppers. So you want to do thin slices. Sorry, I'm not Giada. I'm Cristi Ann from Miami. No, but I honestly love to cook, and this is a wonderful opportunity. So I like to do slices because, the color looks great. So you're going to slice these stuff as thin as possible because once you cook, it starts to welt and get smaller. So here's our green peppers. We're going to put that aside and do some red. So everything's washed, pitted, and everything. So you want an equal amount of both. And then here are the onions. You want to add half an onion. For now, when you start cooking, just a half. Just to give it that onions and peppers, everything mixing, but throughout. I like to add a little more fresh onions. There you go. Some onions. There's my butt. So yeah, growing up, my grandma, she was Cuban. And that's kind of the only traditional steady, upbringing I had. Because my mom, when I was born, her mother passed away, her Vietnamese mother passed away. So culturally, I consider myself more Cuban, but I don't speak Spanish. What the hell? Okay, so for garlics, we have, you want 4 cloves. And then, you know what I like doing? I just like sprinkling my veggies while they're like so cut and wet and everything with some salt. Give that a churn, put that in the middle. And I have 4 cloves of garlic. I'm ghetto, I'm gonna smash my garlic with this. So, 2, 3, 4. Cut it up. So, put that in the garbage disposal. But like I said, everything I got, I already cutted, washed. That's a rice cooker going off. So, yeah, this is like a beef braised shredded meal dish along with some yuca. So here. So I have all my vegetables, cut it up, diced, salted, seasoned, and my garlic. So I'm gonna quickly cut these. 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is such like a savory comfort food that I really enjoy from time to time. Okay, so I have 3 pans that are already oiled up and hot. So I'm just gonna basically braise like in hot oil all these veggies just to get the aroma and taste out. So let's add this, the onions, the peppers, the garlic, all cut up. You want to just stir your onions, garlic, let it welt. And really let it cook. I can't find the lid to this pan, but we can improvise. I scooped it up like that. Don't tell me you never done that. You're lying if you never done this. Can't find the top. This will work. Okay, while that's cooking, this is where the beef is gonna go. It's heated up with some olive oil, yuca. That's not hot, right? Okay, while my veggies are welting, meaning, you know, heating up, sweating out, getting all the flavor out, let's do the yuca really quick before I forget. Here's the yuca I got that's frozen. I let it sit out for maybe an hour and it's already like perfect condition. It's nice and soft, you can squeeze it. I'm gonna throw it into my hot pan. And with yuca, you wanna stack it. It's like a potato, like a very strong potato. It's a root vegetable. So it's pretty freaking strong. You don't need a whole cup, just so nothing burns. We're gonna add the water, some olive oil. Can't show you what brand, but any will do. Some olive oil, some salt, garlic cloves, and onions. And that just basically could sit for like an hour or 2, slow, medium heat, please. Okay, so now I'm slicing up some onions for our yuca, our side dish. Good enough, good enough. So it's basically one of like the main spices or anything in Cuban cuisine will always be onions, garlic, and salt and pepper, pretty much. One of our spices that we use a lot is a seasoning marinade called mojo, which you can find anywhere, but luckily we don't need any of that. But it's basically a combination of salt, pepper, garlic, cumin, some bay leaf. So slicing up half of our white onion. And we're going to throw that in the yuca to sit. Like I said, anything I do when I'm chopping up veggies and it's all wet, throw in some salt. Not a lot, please. Just like fingerful, 1, 2. Scoop it up. Some garlic that we already smushed. Don't cut yourself. I'm not responsible if you do. Sorry. There we go. And maybe some pepper. Because you know, salt and pepper, it's the basic that brings out the natural flavors in any type of vegetable, meat. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper. So let's throw that in with our yuca. Okay, let's toss this in with our yuca. Got it all in. Chopsticks. Stir everything in. And let it cook. Okay, this is our 2 pound of beef flank steak. We're adding it into the same pot that we just welted all of our veggies in, so it still has that natural aroma and juice. We're just gonna like quickly sear it and then add it to the main pot, just so we could get all those natural juices and everything. Okay, so look at all that. It smells so good. Smells so good. So just like 1 minute quickly, just watch it change color, flip, and add it in. Alright, this giant piece is done. It's great, tenderized. Grab it, add it into the pot with the veggies. 1, quick flip. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And all those juices. Turn this off. Put this on. Move it to the center. I'm a cooker and a cleaner at the same time. So once your beef is added with all the vegetables, let's stir it up. So here's our beef, vegetables. Quickly, let's add our canned beef stock. It doesn't matter which type, just beef stock. 2 cans of tomato paste, because over the time when everything's like cooking, marinating, slow cooking. And then tomato paste. Tomato paste is more concentrated than tomato sauce, so it has more of that sweet, salty texture. So now we're gonna just season it up, top it off with some salt, some pepper. Not a lot, not a lot. Go back in. Pepper. Some garlic powder just to bring everything out. I'm that person, I'll throw the spices back in. And half a teaspoon of cumin. Okay, you could either get a measuring spoon or you could guesstimate like what everybody else does and what I do. So, chopsticks, boom. Half a teaspoon. I never like saying like the exact amount of spices because you know it's all based on your taste and what you like. So I have like 4 bay leaves and everything. So we're gonna stir it, push everything in, and we're just gonna put it on a medium high heat and just let it sit for a couple hours. And check up on our yuca. Looks good. And I'll see you guys in an hour. Well, since it's been so hot, I think our food is finally done. Thank goodness. So here we're gonna get the rice we already pre-made. It's already steamed, seasoned, and ready to be served. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup of that. I think of rice as just a condiment, not the main course. So rice is just a condiment for this dish. And now we're gonna go to the main course. Boop, 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 boop. And it's just really so hot. It's pretty much impossible to serve. So as you can see right here, our beef has been thoroughly cooked and shredded. So we're gonna just line it up. And you know, throughout the whole cooking process, keep an eye on it. See if it needs more broth, more water. So here it is, naturally. And now our yuca. Here is our yuca. Let's stir it up. Wake it up. So right here we have the olive oil, the onions, the salt, the garlic, all seasoned and worked through. Let's add that as a side. So here we have our yuca, our white rice, our beef. You can serve with like garnishes like cilantro, basil, oregano. And you know what I personally like? I like pepper jack cheese on my meat. I know that might be a little extreme, but everything's cooked to perfection, seasoned as well. But of course, if it's still too salty for your taste, you can still add some sugar, honey to the broth, to the meat, to the rice, and whatnot to make it that perfect balance as you'd like. But please enjoy a little piece of my hometown cooking. And I would love to be a part of your reality show. So thank you for having me. Once again, I'm Cristi Ann from OC Modeling 24. And I fucking love to cook. So have a good day and enjoy.